All right, if you can see Notion right now, we can go live.
Yeah, all
Just let
good.
me know. Okay. So, hi everyone. So today, main topics is regarding ZetaChain V1 finalization and the work that started for the next release of ZetaChain V2. ZetaChain V1, just as a reminder, it's not the first version of ZetaChain. It's just that before we used to have coupled release with ZetaChain and ZetaCore, which is V36, and now ZetaCore will keep its own release life cycle. So the next blockchain upgrade will be V37, but we'll have the independent ZetaChain release, and this will be the first one. So that's gonna be V1. It's still in process of finalization. So the release, what it brings will be few features and several fixes. In particular, we're gonna enable Sui with Rincon mainnet. There will be some period optimization by using the lookup table. So that will increase the capabilities of what you can do with Withdraw and Call, and will support multiple deposits in same transaction with EVM chain. Also of this, we made several fixes to improve observation performance. That's been tested on localnet. That looks good. We're gonna, of course, test once we go on testnet, but so far so good, and very confident that's gonna bring off performance improvement for observation on live networks. And finally, dry mode. It's more internal developer things that we're gonna use to increase the testing for future release that will enable us to test the ZetaChain as dry modes and test new features on a live network before we make any upgrades. As part of the release, we'll also create a new version matrix. We used to have one, but that was not very maintained. Now we're gonna really improve, make very consistent our release process across all the different components that we have, like ZACR, ZACLand, different smart contracts. And so we're gonna maintain this matrix table very rigorously. So yeah, summary. So ZACR, the blockchain, we're gonna keep using V36. ZACLand, right now we use what we call this legacy 36. That's using the previous versioning. So we're gonna have V1 that's gonna be released for smart contracts. So that's the version we currently have on live network, and the EVM, the Solana, and the Sui gateway will be upgraded. While Ton gateway, there's been no new features for Ton for ZACLand V1, so it's not gonna be upgraded. And here, yeah, we will have the competitive table that we're gonna maintain, so everything will be clear in the team to see what version we need to have for some specific gateway, depending on the ZetaChain version that we maintain. So yeah, let me know if there are any questions on that. And finally, for the upgrades, there is also this tracker issue that will centralize the process of going live on testnet and mainnet. So yeah, that just summarizes the different upgrades that we need to make, and we'll keep this as a to-do list for testnet and mainnet. Also, we talked about that, the upgrade process, like what needs to be the order for the upgrades. So that's something I put in this doc. So I don't know if Chris is in the call. Security team, DevOps team, yeah, you can have a look. So that's gonna be actually simpler than what we saw. The EVM gateway, basically it's not needed to be upgraded at the same time as the gateway. It needs to be upgraded before. There is no compatibility changes, but the Zeta client needs the gateway to be upgraded because we remove the guards we used to have for multiple deposits for spam attack, and so for this we're gonna have the gateway upgrade to happen first before the Zeta client upgrade. So yeah, you can see the order here. We're gonna upgrade the AVM gateway first. For Solana, that needs to be done at the same time. So we will pause the withdraws, then upgrade the Zach client, upgrade Solana, unpause Solana, upgrade SWI, and enable SWI withdrawing call. So for SWI, that's also very simple. We don't have withdrawing call enabled on mainnet yet, so SWI, we can do the upgrade anytime after we upgrade the Zach client. Yeah, if there are any questions, feel free to drop in on chat. Otherwise, we're gonna test this on testnet, eventually with any revamp that will be needed for a minute. But that's the way it looks so far. There's a process for the upgrades. It's still planned. This week there are a few things that still needs to be wrapped up, so we can talk about this right now. In general, we almost finished the milestone. So there's the Git workflow that we updated. It's just a few docs that need to be done. Also, we need to upgrade the dependency to the new repo we have. So this will be done by end of tomorrow. The client dry mode, we have the epic that still need to be wrapped up. Documenting the gas, it's gotta be done by end of tomorrow. And yeah, the tracker. So yeah, it's almost done. Yeah, I just mentioned about this dry mode. Do you have updates on that, Renan? There is the docs. There are a few comments there.
Yeah, I just reviewed them. You can review. They are already committed.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, on my side, didn't have time today to test it, but I will do it by end of tomorrow. But maybe if time you can check this one as well.
Okay. Yeah, I'm currently testing dry mode on LocalNet.
Okay. Yeah. So this one will be good. Protocol contracts V15 release. Did you look at this one, Sajan?
Yeah, I checked it. Basically, you created node, branch node V36 for that, and basically I just should backport that to the develop.
Okay. We don't need this branch anymore.
Yeah.
What we're gonna have is release V15.
Yeah, just leave it as it is, and tomorrow morning I will create the PR and deploy a new gateway VM implementation on the on all supported testnets. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, can you just do the release first? Basically, that's blocking another thing for we need to point to the release on the node. But if you can first do the release, that would be great.
Okay.
So no blocker for this one right now.
Yeah, okay. So creating the release and then deploying new implementations.
Yeah, let's wait for the implementation, just that we finish the ZetaChain V1.
Okay.
So right now we have all the contracts except the EVM one. So we just want to have all of them. So we do the ZetaChain release and then we deploy the implementation for the gateways.
Okay.
Cool. That's here. And Sui. So yeah, we mentioned Sui's completed, but actually there's still the backport we had to merge. Is there any blocker on this, Charlie, or can we merge the review and merge the PR?
Yeah, so these two PRs have been ready for a while. Yeah, in case you want to revisit the PR, otherwise we can just click the button to merge.
So can we merge this one first?
Yeah. This one
and then we put this one.
Yeah, right.
But then we change this one to
develop. Yes.
Okay. So no blocker.
No blockers.
Okay. All right, let's do it there. And finally, so all of those will do it for the ZetaChain V1. The only remaining one is this support. Oh, okay, that was merge. Good. So might be good to just have a check with DevOps. You know, I don't know, Peter, if you're in the call, if someone checked the external DNS report for TSS.
No, we haven't checked. We haven't
Okay.
checked this. I don't think this is something we would use.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, we could just try sampling it, but in terms of like our configuration for like our Zeta clients, we wouldn't. I don't think we would run this.
Okay. Yeah. I want to check first before merging, since there can be security implications. But I guess we can follow up with security team and eventually revert this one for the release if we need. But just that's good to know. I want to know if it's something we want absolutely for next release on our side. In my opinion, it's not sensitive security wise, but yeah, we should check. It's really a few things for the release. So, all right, I think we can wrap all this task by off tomorrow, and then we'll be good for V1. Right, let's move on to V2 now. So the milestone, there's still some prioritization we'll have to do. I think the best is to wait for V1 to be live on mainnet, so we set out like the full scope of the milestone, like the new features that we want. Right now, it's things we already talked about. Having the chaos mode, since the dry mode already introduced, adding this in some way. So that's already planned, and other improvements in general for outbound observation and logging system. So that's what we have right now, and other follow-up tasks based on the different things we did for V1. For the monitoring and logging, so this one got assigned to you, Tanvi. Did you start working on the remaining tasks?
No, I did not start on this task yet, but that's what I'll start probably today. I was wrapping up the folder metrics PR, and I'll probably create a dashboard for it on the
Okay.
yeah. And also, I did like I know you have it on the list, a small PR for shutting down Zeta client when it's caching
Yeah.
out.
So, right?
It
This
was,
one.
yeah, it was one of the milestone. Like I just picked it up from the milestone just to
Okay,
provide.
I thought one, yeah, so that was for during this one. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, in general, for the week, if you can look into those tasks and wrap them up so we can complete this epic. In short, idea of the release runner will be to wrap up some of the epics that we have been having for ZetaChain improvements that were open for a long time. And yeah, the logging is part of it. So yeah, this one, do you know when we'll be ready?
yeah. I just opened it. It's ready now.
Ah, okay. You mean yeah, but it's in draft mode, right?
Yeah,
So
I just opened it after this call. I just
okay,
forgot to move to.
okay. So yeah, completing logging epic, and also if you can give a hand for the dry mode testing dry mode as well, that would be great.
Sure.
On your side, Renan, you start the chaos mode. Do you have any things to share on that?
Yeah, it's almost done. Um, I I found a way to do it quickly using code generation. I can explain the details of that later. And I'm going to test it at the same time as I'm testing dry mode, because yeah, it's pretty
Mhm.
much all done. There are like some details and decisions that we can finesse, but I think the implementation is already there.
Okay. So what is generating exactly the code?
Okay, so
It's
we have
okay.
a template, like a Go template. And for every interface that we have connecting with outside resources, so the EVM client, the Solana client, CSS client, or the Zeta Core client, it's
Okay.
getting those interfaces and like generating a function that is basically going to like randomize a number, check if that number is below a certain threshold that it's going to get from the config file. And if so, it's going to fail. Otherwise, it's going to call the inner correct function. And that's basically it. So the PR is very big, like 2000 plus
Mhm.
lines of code, but 2000 of those lines is just generated code. So it's not that big.
Okay. That looks good. So this in the sample, it's all the functions that we can make fail.
Yeah. And the idea is that that's the percentage that you want to fail. So if you don't want a function to fail, you can just delete its line. It's going to be 0, and the config file looks cleaner, right? So you just input the functions that you want to fail and the percentage of how much you want them to fail.
Okay. And so you put this config and that generate the code
Yeah, just
from the
so
config.
we have like an idea of what are the available functions, and then you can add it from there. Yeah.
Okay. And just curious, why doing code generation and not just having implementation that contain like simulate failure?
Yeah, just because it's like 2000 plus lines of code, and every time that we change something in the interface, we're going to have to change something in that implementation, and it's going to be very repetitive. And yeah, code generation was just like a way to do it, like more. I think it's a bit safer. Like
Hmm.
you just generate the code, and you don't have to care about the implementation. Like as long as the interface is correct, then it's going to generate correct code.
Okay. That looks great. So let us know when it's free for review. one point is that the issue we have, we should create sub issues because we're gonna have this. We're gonna add end-to-end tests. We can add in our other peers. So this at the base, then we will have other peers like enabling chaos mode in local net, things like that. So if you can just look back at this one and create sub issues like you did basically with the dry mode.
Okay. Also, like the way that it works, it's like it does random with a random seed, and you can input the seed. So I'm almost sure that we can create reproducible E2E tests with parts that are going to fail consistently at the same like moment. So maybe we can like add E2E tests that are resilient to failure or something like that. I'm still going to see if that really works.
That's why it should be. It will be other peers because I think there are broad kind of stuff we can do. Like end-to-end tests where the percentage for everything is very, very low, and you just see with performance tests what we have. Other things where some specific functions will be disabled. We can talk about that, but so far, so good, I would say.
Okay.
And do you have some timeline in mind to run out this one? You said it's almost completed.
Yeah, I'm going to like sit down with you because I just implemented it and there are some decisions that I don't know if everyone is okay with it. And then once we like discuss that, I can like open the PR for review, and maybe like later this week or next week, because this week is V1, we can merge that and start to like test it and do E2E and the other stuff.
Okay. Sounds good. So we'll follow up on this one next call. The last one that is important for ZetaChain V2, it's improving the outbound performance. So as it was shown, Slack made a lot of improvements on inbounds for the previous trees, but if we check the monitoring on local net, since there are a lot of failures for key signing, and we should look into this more seriously for the V2. Is Rhino not assigned? As far as I know, Charlie, on your side, you almost finished with your work. Is it correct?
Yeah, you can assign this one to me.
But that's what I want to ask. So if you can focus on this one as a next step. The current state might be a bit outdated. So there are those remaining, but basically we'll have to investigate more. We have the local and monitoring and see how we can improve this. So as for the current work on the client V2, it's going to be main focus for the coming week for most of us. Outside of the client V2, there is also the blockchain upgrade V37. That is not for no, but there is some work that we already started on it. In particular, Stefan, he worked on the RPC tests. Do you have anything you want to share there?
I mainly described what I try to solve in the description here. If you can review, I saw Lucas, you left the comments. I addressed some of them, fixing the other. We'll push the update, but mainly what I wanted to do here is to try and catch the issues that we had recently when we upgrade the node and all submitted transactions fail for RPC. So yeah, that is basically the main point of this one. Yeah, the rest of the details are in the description, basically.
Okay. Yeah, someone else in the team can look. It's not something we need urgently, but yeah, we should have this merge. So maybe Tanmay, if you can take some time.
Yeah, this is not urgent, but should be merged before we do the next upgrade, definitely. Especially if we do the EVM upgrades, yeah.
That's on the master, yeah. So speaking about EVM, you started looking at as well on the. So there's this one. There's another one. The follow up. This one you started looking at.
Yeah, I need to create a sub issue because here it says we wait for V1, but I think we should.
Yeah, it's new version. Yeah.
Yeah, the new version, and yeah, there are some RPC methods that they added that should be adapted for our synthetic EVM transactions, which is something that I can pick up first, I guess. There's sub issue for that.
Yeah. Yeah, basically making more gradual where we don't go to V1 directly. We do, so I know V3, 03, we do V4, V05.
Yeah, I think we're slightly behind 03, right? So yeah, we can go
Yeah.
gradually to 0.5, I think.
Sounds good. So yeah, I think I mean we need to avoid the case where there were many change to. That's what we talked like for EVM migration, a lot of things to do in a very short time frame. So yeah, basically the idea is to gradually upgrade to the EVM so we can be up to date once we need to do the release, and yeah, we're not going to be short on time. Something yeah, to talk about this, it's yeah, I don't know if you checked this here, but basically consensus breaking changes mentioned. So on DevOps, we're gonna just release that client, so we can in theory push consensus breaking change on DevOps, but there is different things we need to be careful, like compatibility issues between that core and that client. Is this one something you think it will apply?
Well, I mean, I think historically when we upgraded some big Cosmos upgrade or EVM, I think it impacted Zeta client as well. So I don't know for this particular one while we are moving to 0.5 if this will occur, but potentially if something changes in proto files and things like that, the generated files are updated and therefore the Zeta client. But yeah, it really depends on the changes, right?
Yeah, I think from any change will not be a problem, and we're simpler to do on Europe because otherwise there are a lot of conflicts to manage once we merge with main. Yeah, so this doc it's open for review. The peer. Right now, I mentioned we do everything on DevOps, but then that's not going to be the case. So we need to. Yeah, we need to discuss. We can do after a couple. We need to discuss how we define like exception. Maybe we'll have to introduce new tests to see like changes that breaks compatibility with their clients, and we do it on main. Yeah, I think the best is that you start looking at this one and we see like when it happens. But yeah, I think the wedding far, I know it's to explore what upgrade we need to do already and see the implications for ZetaChain. That sounds good.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Hopefully there won't be. But last time there were so many changes that impacted ZetaChain. Maybe now that's not the case. Let's see. Yeah.
That's minor version upgrade, so yeah, in theory it shouldn't be breaking change,
Yeah.
but yeah. Okay, and yeah, if you can review this one, that would be great. Leave any comment.
Okay. Yeah.
Finally, and really, I mean, independently from ZetaChain Zakar release, there's this improvement we need to make on Solana contract for PD upgrades. I think we talked for you, Sergeant, to
Yeah.
work on it.
Yeah, I started working on it basically yesterday and bit tomorrow and bit today. So I created draft PR a few minutes ago, pushed
Okay.
my files there. No, in that repo, in Solana contract.
It's on Solana. Okay. I might want to put the issue actually on Solana if it's most of the things on Solana.
It should be ready
Okay.
by end of this week for the review.
Okay. Okay. Fingers then, and I think that can be included for the V2 of the account. I will update. And on smart contract side, so this one, is there already other work for next step you have?
Yeah, what?
Anything that's already planned for you after this one?
No, basically for the V15, I have also to, as we said at the beginning, to back merge the changes you made on the node with 36 branch, and yeah, for that's it. I think that's it.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, we'll think on the next priority on smart contracts after the
Yeah,
Solana.
but also we spoke about the V16, where we have message context v2, also some small contract
Yeah.
improvements that I did in the past. So as soon as the V15 is stable on the testnet, we should plan moving V15 to mainnet and V16 to testnet. So yeah, that would be tasks.
Okay. Sounds good. So yeah, for the coming weeks, V1 mostly done. There are a few things to wrap up that we should finish by end of tomorrow. Otherwise, it's just documentation things to do. I will mostly manage all of this. So for V1, we should be good by end of tomorrow. V2, that's gonna be the main priorities that we're gonna work for the next 2 weeks. So aside from that, there will be a few testing to do for V1 once we go on mainnet, but on the development side, so V2, it's gonna be our main priority for the next weeks. And on your side, Stefan, so a few things to explore for the EVM upgrades, ensure that we stay up to date. Does that sound good for everyone?
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool. And if any other topics someone wants to bring, On DevOps side, do you have anything, any blockers? All right. I think you can come back to this. We ate.
Oh, you were asking about DevX. I thought you were asking about DevOps.
No, the DevOps. No, I just say you can come back because we're you have slot. But yeah, on DevX as well. I mean, you came back recently, but is there anything? I saw some things like Solana reviews. We have some bandwidth we can get if there are some reviews or some different things to look
Yeah,
into.
basically there are still two outstanding issues, right? That we need help with. One is Solana withdraw and call. So ZetaChain to Solana calls. I'm still having issues with that. I'm sure it all works perfectly fine on the protocol level, but maybe we could have like a call where we go through this process. Maybe make a kind of a ad hoc workshop on this, just to make sure that we all understand, because Solana is different from EVM and not all of us
Yeah.
are familiar with Solana. So it'd be great to do some knowledge sharing around that. And the other topic is Uniswap v3. Still haven't migrated the contracts to it, and it would be great to get some help with the commands that we've tried to add, and also just making sure, like, we need to figure out how do we provide a good environment for developers on testnet so that they have Uniswap v3 pools, and we have all the tools for us to add liquidity, create new pools easily without any kind of weird scripts. So yeah.
Uniswap v3 is on testnet.
Yeah, because on mainnet they have apps like Zuno, right? But
Yeah.
right now all examples are currently Uniswap v2, and we want to move away. We want developers to move away from v2.
Yeah. And Zuno, they have the same interface as Uniswap v3.
I think so. I mean, they told me that yeah, it's compatible.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, we can get some bandwidth for these items.
Cool.
So yeah, let us know. I don't know if Solana withdrawn call is just in general, or there are some specific things of it. I mean, kind of issue or something somewhere to track the specific problem.
Yeah, we can continue this in chat, but yeah, I'll share a link.
Okay. Good. I think that's it then.
Awesome.
Thanks everyone.
Thanks everyone.
Bye.
Thanks.